Question Alpha 01, which of the following is part of the basis and purpose of the amateur radio service? Answer is C, advancing skills in the technical and communication phases of the radio art. Question Alpha 02, which agency regulates and enforces the rules for the amateur radio service in the United States? Answer is C, the FCC. Question Alpha 03, what do the FCC rules state regarding the use of a phonetic alphabet for station identification in the amateur radio service? Answer is B, it is encouraged when using phone emissions. Question Alpha 04, how do you receive official notification of your new license and call sign after passing the exam? Answer is A, email from the FCC with a link to download the license grant. Question Alpha 05, what proves that the FCC has issued an operator/primary license grant? Answer is C, the license appears in the FCC ULS database. Question Alpha 06, on which of the following HF frequencies can automatically controlled amateur propagation beacons be found? Answer is D, on 10 meters, between 28.200 MHz and 28.300 MHz. Question Alpha 07, what is the FCC Part 97 definition of a space station? Answer is C, an amateur station located more than 50 kilometers above Earth's surface. Question Alpha 08, who recommends transmit/receive channels for repeater and auxiliary stations? Answer is B, a volunteer frequency coordinator recognized by local amateurs. Question Alpha 09, who selects a frequency coordinator? Answer is C, amateur operators in a local or regional area whose stations are eligible to be repeater or auxiliary stations. Question Alpha 10, besides an FCC-issued amateur operator license, what is required to be the control operator of a radio amateur civil emergency service, races, station? Answer is C, certification of current enrollment by a civil defense organization. Question Alpha 11, which of the following is prohibited? Answer is B, willful or malicious interference. Question Bravo 01, which of the following frequency ranges are available for phone operation by technician licensees? Answer is C, 28.300 MHz to 28.500 MHz. Question Bravo 02, which of the following U.S. amateur radio operators are allowed to contact the International Space Station, ISS, on VHF bands? Answer is B, any amateur with a technician class or higher license. Question Bravo 03, which frequency is in the 6-meter amateur band? Answer is B, 52.525 MHz. Question Bravo 04, which amateur band includes 146.52 MHz? Answer is D, 2 meters. Question Bravo 05, which of the following bands include frequencies where technicians are authorized to use digital modes such as FT8? Answer is D, all these choices are correct, A 10 meters, B 6 meters, C 2 meters. Question Bravo 06, on which HF bands does a technician class operator have phone privileges? Answer is B, 10-meter band only. Question Bravo 07, which of the following VHF/UHF band segments are limited to CW only? Answer is A, 50.0 MHz to 50.1 MHz and 144.0 MHz to 144.1 MHz. Question Bravo 08, how are U.S. amateurs restricted in segments of bands where the amateur radio service is secondary? Answer is A, U.S. amateurs may find non-amateur stations in those segments, and must avoid interfering with them. Question Bravo 09, why should you not set your transmit frequency to be exactly at the edge of an amateur band or subband? Answer is D, all these choices are correct, A to allow for calibration error in the transmitter frequency display, B so that modulation sidebands do not extend beyond the band edge, C to allow for transmitter frequency drift. Question Bravo 10, where may SSB phone be used in amateur bands above 50 MHz? Answer is C, in at least some segment of all these bands. Question Bravo 11, what is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators in their HF band segments? Answer is A, 200 watts. Question Bravo 12, except for some specific restrictions, what is the maximum peak envelope power output for technician class operators using frequencies above 30 MHz? Answer is D, 1500 watts. Question Charlie 01, which amateur license classes are currently issued by the FCC? Answer is D, Technician, General, Amateur Extra. Question Charlie 02, who may select a desired call sign under the vanity call sign rules? Answer is D, any licensed amateur. Question Charlie 03, what types of international communications are FCC licensed amateur radio stations permitted to make? Answer is A, communications incidental to the purposes of the amateur radio service and remarks of a personal character. Question Charlie 04, what may happen if the FCC is unable to reach you by email? Answer is B, revocation of the station license or suspension of the operator license. Question Charlie 05, which of the following is a valid Group D call sign format for technician class? Answer is A, KF1XXX. Question Charlie 06, which of the following statements is true about using your amateur radio license when operating aboard a vessel or craft in international waters? Answer is D, you may operate from a US documented vessel with the master's permission. Question Charlie 07, how long before the expiration date may an amateur radio license renewal be requested? Answer is B, 90 days. Question Charlie 08, what is the normal term for an FCC-issued amateur radio license? Answer is C, 10 years. Question Charlie 09, what is the grace period for renewal if an amateur license expires? Answer is A, 2 years. Question Charlie 10, how soon after passing the examination for your first amateur radio license may you transmit on the amateur radio bands? Answer is C, as soon as your operator/station license grant appears in the FCC's license database. Question Charlie 11, if your license has expired and is still within the allowable grace period, may you continue to transmit on the amateur radio bands? Answer is D, no, you must wait until the license has been renewed. Question Delta 01, with which countries are FCC licensed amateur radio stations prohibited from exchanging communications? Answer is A, any country whose administration has notified the International Telecommunication Union, ITU, that it objects to such communications. Question Delta 02, under which of the following circumstances are one-way transmissions by an amateur station prohibited? Answer is B, broadcasting. Question Delta 03, when is it permissible to transmit messages encoded to obscure their meaning? Answer is C, only when transmitting control commands to space stations or model craft. Question Delta 04, under what conditions is an amateur station authorized to transmit music using a phone emission? Answer is A, when incidental to an authorized retransmission of manned spacecraft communications. Question Delta 05, when may amateur radio operators use their stations to notify other amateurs of the availability of equipment for sale or trade? Answer is D, when selling amateur radio equipment and not on a regular basis. Question Delta 06, what, if any, are the restrictions concerning transmission of language that may be considered indecent or obscene? Answer is B, any such language is prohibited. Question Delta 07, which of the following is an example of an auxiliary station? Answer is A station sending one-way transmissions between a remote repeater receiver and the main repeater transmitter. Question Delta 08, in which of the following circumstances may the control operator of an amateur station receive compensation for operating that station? Answer is B, when the communication is a part of classroom instruction at an educational institution. Question Delta 09, when may amateur stations transmit information in support of broadcasting, program production, or news gathering, assuming no other means is available? Answer is A, when such communications are directly related to the immediate safety of human life or protection of property. Question Delta 10. How does the FCC define broadcasting for the amateur radio service? Answer is D. Transmissions intended for reception by the general public. Question Delta 11. When may an amateur station transmit without identifying on the air? Answer is D. When transmitting signals to control model craft. Question Delta 12. Which of the following is required when making on-the-air test transmissions? Answer is A. Identify the transmitting station. Question Echo 01. When may an amateur station transmit without a control operator? Answer is D. Never. Question Echo 02. Who may be the control operator of a station communicating through an amateur satellite or space station? Answer is D. Any amateur allowed to transmit on the satellite uplink frequency. Question Echo 03. Who must designate the station control operator? Answer is A. The station licensee. Question Echo 04. What determines the transmitting frequency privileges of an amateur station? Answer is D. The class of operator license held by the control operator. Question Echo 05. What is an amateur station's control point? Answer is C. The location at which the control operator function is performed. Question Echo 06. When, other than during an emergency, may a technician class licensee be the control operator of a station operating in an amateur extra class band segment? Answer is A. At no time. Question Echo 07. When the control operator is not the station licensee, who is responsible for the proper operation of the station? Answer is D. The control operator and the station licensee. Question Echo 08. Which of the following is an example of automatic control? Answer is A. Repeater operation. Question Echo 09. Which amateur stations may be remotely controlled? Answer is D. Any station. Question Echo 10. Which of the following is an example of remote control as defined in Part 97? Answer is B. Operating the station over the Internet. Question Echo 11. What is a control operator as defined in Part 97? Answer is D. An amateur operator designated by the licensee of a station to be responsible for transmissions and FCC rules compliance at that station. Question Foxtrot 01. When must the station licensee make the station and the station records available for inspection? Answer is B. At any time upon request by an FCC representative. Question Foxtrot 02. How often must you identify with your FCC assigned call sign when using tactical call signs such as race headquarters? Answer is C. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. Question Foxtrot 03. When are you required to transmit your assigned call sign? Answer is D. At least every 10 minutes during and at the end of a communication. Question Foxtrot 04. What language must you use for identification when using a phone emission? Answer is C. English. Question Foxtrot 05. What method of call sign identification is required for a station transmitting phone signals? Answer is B. Send the call sign using a CW or phone emission. Question Foxtrot 06. Which of the following self-assigned indicators are acceptable when using a phone transmission? Answer is D. All these choices are correct. AKL7CC/W3, BKL7CC/W3, CKL7CC/W3. Question Foxtrot 07. Which of the following restrictions apply when a non-licensed person speaks to a foreign amateur radio station via a station under the control of an FCC-licensed amateur radio operator? Answer is B. The foreign station must be in a country with which the U.S. has a third-party agreement. Question Foxtrot 08. What is the definition of third-party communications? Answer is A. A message from a control operator to another amateur station control operator on behalf of another person. Question Foxtrot 09. What type of amateur station simultaneously retransmits the signal of another amateur station on a different channel or channels? Answer is C. Repeater station. Question Foxtrot 10. who is accountable if a repeater inadvertently retransmits communications that violate the FCC rules? Answer is A, the control operator of the originating station. Question Foxtrot 11, which of the following is a requirement for the issuance of a club station license grant? Answer is B, the club must have at least 4 members.